Hey guys, it's Matt. If you've had a hard week, it is Friday afternoon or evening for many of you, and you'd like to, say, blow off some steam and make fun of Terrence Howard again with me, this is the video for you. If, on the other hand, you love Terrence Howard, you have posters on the wall, you believe he is the new Renaissance man and the genius that he declares himself to be, declaring himself to be above Da Vinci, then this is not the video for you. This is a screenshot of my video. It says 3 weeks ago, and the title is not representative of the way I presented this. Here it seems like I'll be weighing both sides. Is he a genius or a fraud or charlatan? And no, I didn't weigh both sides. Pretty much the entire video is calling this guy, I don't call him insane, I don't think, but I'm just saying what he's doing is, for whatever not milk reason, he's presenting a bunch of nonsense. It's just a bunch of ridiculous, incoherent nonsense. So I didn't, half my video is not like examining that he could actually be a genius. That's just, maybe I did mistitle it. But the YouTube bot knows I made the video, saw everybody's comments, knows I'm supposed to be interested in this topic. What I've been seeing is more of the same. People basically calling this guy out as going farther than I did, just saying he's flat out nuts and crazy. So there's the first one here, Terrence Howard gone crazy. That's like Girls Gone Wild, those Florida videos. Terrence Howard, who's this by? Too Strong. I didn't watch the video, but there's a lot more here, folks. From 11 days ago, Terrence Howard is dumb, part 3. There's 2 other parts he's done showing how dumb this guy is by a Dr. Blitz. I didn't watch the video and don't know who that is. Actor loses his mind during live interview 4 years ago. Well, this guy was on top of it way before anybody else was. What the? 4 years ago? This guy, H3 podcast, give him props. This guy is not a genius from 2 weeks ago. Well, yeah, we know that. Is this a reply to my video? Probably not. What else do we have here? Terrence Howard is insane from Professor Dave Luke Reacts. Luke Stevens Live, 72,000 views. I didn't watch this one, but I think the next one coming up I did watch. He says, this is insane. Terrence Howard is legitimately insane by Professor Dave Explains. This guy does break down almost every core element of the Terrence Howard presentation and, basically just rips it apart. I heard he appeared on Joe Rogan. I didn't watch any of it. There's no way I could stomach that. I think Joe Rogan is mostly in support of him. I don't know. I mean, there are actually truth people in our community that believe Joe Rogan is like on our side or something and just not milk shill. No, it's not me. Let's end that stupid joke. Why don't we? Those of you listening to me now who are fortunate enough to have sat in to Terrence Howard's incoherent ramblings, or if you were at the Oxford Union Debate Hall, or if you witnessed him on Joe Rogan or all the interviews he's done recently, one of the main premises of whatever he's trying to do is this. I mean, it's the first thing they ask when he's interviewed. It's the first thing he tries to present. Again, if you've been in the audience during his incoherent ramblings, it's 1 times 1 is not 1. 1 times 1 is 2. What the hell? First grade, second grade, let's do times tables. 1 times 1, 1. 2 times 1, 2. 3 times 1, if you times it, it's you just get the number back. So if 2 times 1 is 2, how is 1 times 1 2? Shouldn't it be 1 like we learned in elementary school? Guys, he's trying to, first of all, this isn't coming from Terrence Howard. This is all Longshanks. This is all not milk. He's doing something for the not milk. Have we ever witnessed that from a minion before? But this is so absurd. It's not that hard to distinguish the difference between addition and multiplication, Terrence. And I think I would have gotten every single SAT question on the math portion wrong if I just didn't guess correctly. It's 1 out of 4. I think they're the ones I got right. I just pick A. Did you do the problem? Did you work it out? No, I just picked A because I don't know how to work out the problem. I can even understand this. See, let's just do this together. And if I can understand this, trust me, anybody can, because I don't understand math at all. 10 apples, right? If there's 2 apples over here and you have 10 over here, you add the 2 to the 10, that's addition. Okay, we know that. But see, if you times it, you're taking your initial group. Your initial number is 10 apples. And then you're timesing your initial group. So take the initial 10 apples twice. That's 20. You take the initial group times whatever. That's how it always works. So see, if you have 10 apples and then you take your initial group once, 10 times 1 is 10. If you take one apple that times 1, the next one is telling you how many times to take it. One time. It's 1. It's not addition, you idiot. But if you're fortunate enough to listen to his incoherent ramblings in a lecture hall, he'll say, get out your calculator. He'll tell you to cube something, and then he'll tell you to square something. And that's a loop. Well, I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't know. Well, yeah, not everything. There are glitches in all of reality, Terrence. There's strange things. I mean, math is to be used to build buildings, and it's not to find the 1 or 2 cases where it creates a loop. Or so what if it creates a loop? You use it to construct something or to buy apples. Or, okay, if you cube this and square this, it creates a loop. Well, so what if it creates a loop? What does that even mean? Is that the construction workers just walked off the job? This creates a loop. We're not finishing this fucking bridge. Who cares? What does that have to do with 1 times 1? In the last video, somebody said I was bullying Terrence Howard because of it. Look, is that even possible? Me in this bare bedroom here bullying Terrence Howard, especially if you consider him a minion of Not Milk. If you believe he's out there doing a Not Milk agenda and he's all Longshanks, is that even possible? Me bullying. I mean, come on. Now, Bill, we all thank you for the posters, but I had to crop up a bit. His poster goes down, and there's just a little dollar bill right to the 0.5 millimeter that guards the pene. But Bill, we all want I want this channel to stick around. Most people listening, except the trolls that monitor this channel, want this channel to stick around. Don't need to go 1/2 of 1 millimeter to the pene, Bill. Let's be safe. Stay safe. Stay safe. We don't need no strike because Terrence Howard's head was morphed on what the bot considers to be a naked man. Let's be a little bit conservative. It's better that the channel hangs around. But we do thank you, Bill, for all your work on these great posters. There's only one situation where what I could be doing could be considered bullying, and Bill's bullying more than I do. Look what Bill's doing to the poor guy. There's only one situation where either of us could be considered bullying, is if he's not working for Not Milk, for the system agenda, and he's just some guy on his own. Oh yeah, he just went out on his own and he wants to audit math. I'm here to audit math. He's trying to help everybody. Maybe I'm wrong. How do I know? I didn't sit on an Eyes Wide Shut party. I didn't walk into the bedroom as he was talking into his sleep. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty good at determining Not Milk bullshit and Not Milk presentations. That's why you're here. I've been very good at it for about 15 years. Now everybody can see through everything, so there's no special second sight that I possess anymore. We all see the same things. Like, Matt, if you weren't funny, I'd be freaking out of here. You don't bring nothing to the table, but a few jokes. I agree. Everybody can see what I can see now. So I don't have much anymore. But okay, is there a chance 1/1/2 of 1% that he's trying to help? But it's like 99 per point whatever that he's just a Not Milk minion. And well then let's get to the bottom of this, Matt. What's Not Milk out to do with this absurd rambling in his presentation? I don't know. I never really thought about it. Let me sit here for 5 minutes and I'll come back to you. Whenever we try to determine what this Not Milk thing is up to, how it's going to try to screw over real people today or tomorrow, it's always scheming 50, 100 years in advance. We have to go back to the basics. We usually do that this is a hybrid or a part 2 of Bill's original poster where the Baphomet Master of Ceremonies is talking to high-level Not Milk minions. Melvin and Bezza would be in the back of this room. These are the creeps that are in the shadows that don't appear on TV, the old money, etc., etc. And maybe they still get together physically, or maybe they just do Snapchat or something and say, just like Melvin says, how are we going to screw these people next week? All they're out to do is screw over real spiritual beings, of course, planned 50 to 100 years in advance. So if Terrence is doing something for Not Milk, what was the pitch meeting? What was presented in this meeting of monkeys? Who's next on the agenda? Yes, we have the actor Terrence Howard. Who? Terrence Howard he agreed to do something for us. So we agreed to give him fame. Now he has to pay us back. Oh yeah, that old contract. Yeah. What are we going to have him do? Well, I propose we use Terrence Howard to test the idiocracy of the population. Aren't we running 50 tests every second on the idiocracy of the population? Well, yes, we are, sir. But this is a different sort of test. If we can convince the world through Terrence Howard, not everybody, but if we can convince the masses that 1 times 1 actually equals 2, then we know we've gotten these idiots where we want them to be. Now, we actually proposed trying to convince the masses that 1 plus 1 equals 1. You get 1 apple, you add your second apple, you got 1 apple. But we thought that was going a little too far. We thought we don't want to push it. That idiocracy will come, say, over the next 50 years. For now, we'll just get this guy, who? Terrence Howard. You know, you saw him get rich or die trying. He was Fitty. Oh, that guy. Yeah, that guy. I liked him there with Fitty. He's gonna be key. We're gonna try to convince millions of people that 1 times 1 equals 2. And if we can get over a critical mass to believe this, then we'll know the next phase of our idiocracy has been fully implemented. To fully understand how something like Not Nilk uses useful idiots like Terrence Howard, we have to do a little history lesson. See, the first phase of the idiocracy on the populace was called science. And even today, it has its useful idiot mouthpieces. This was a real float, by the way, in the Macy's Day Parade with the face of Mitch Pikachu. So even today, the mouthpieces exist. They always have existed for as long as the Not Nilk has tried to present or pass off to the masses its idiotic science. That doesn't make sense for anybody to just sit down and think about it for 5 minutes. Going all the way back through Darwin, all the way back through Copernicus and Newton. Yeah, he could do the math. I had to guess on my math questions, but that doesn't matter. They're all Not Nilk puppets, every single one of them. Intelligence doesn't have anything to do with it. Some of the Not Nilk minions are the smartest people in the world. A lot smart. You have to be pretty smart to screw over an entire population of real spiritual beings and not have those beings understand what's happening to them. Only a tiny little group like us. So of course they're smart. So Mitch Pikachu, Neil of the Grass-Fed, Brian the Cock, Stephen Hawking, Bill Nye, the Science Lie. We have a new one. Bill Nye, the Science Lie. The mouthpieces will continue because they don't need to push this anymore. Everybody accepts their science. Bumper sticker, trust the science. Bumper sticker, trust the science. That's all. They know they've got almost everybody there except this little pesky group called truth researchers. These people, you know, they always try to push back, but we've marginalized those jerks. Nobody believes them. They're the boy and girl that cried wolf. They can't even go to the family reunion anymore. We've marginalized them, so it doesn't matter if that little group can see right through us. So it started with what they call science, but they're not just going to stop and rest and put their feet up. They're the Terminator. They never stop. They will gather back together and say, how dumb can we make this population? Remember, it always relates back to the same 2 sentences. They don't care about making the population dumb for dumb's sake because it further removes real people from understanding who they really are. Fornicating their spiritual nature, fortifying and understanding the spiritual nature, the 2 arms of the Vitruvian man. It's easy to get people. They don't care about the IQ in and of itself. They care about the IQ as it relates to people forgetting or not even understanding their true nature. It's always the same sentence, of course. Matt, would you go to New York City for the parade if this was a real float? If they actually did morph his face onto the real Pikachu? Well, maybe, but definitely one condition. If the real Mitch was riding underneath the float, like you know how the Rose Queen appears at the end of the Rose Bowl or the Rose Parade, and you can wave to the Rose Queen, and if the real Mitch was in a pickup truck underneath, like he's sitting on a pile of Darwin's fraudulent books or something, and he was waving to the crowd, and then I could get close, and I could jeer and hiss at him and say, Mitch, hey Mitch, boo! Hey Mitch, where's your fraudulent friends like Neil of the Grass-Fed? If I could just scream insults, then absolutely I would go, because New York City's only 2 hours from here. Mitch, I think, is the nastiest of the bunch. I mean, Neil of the Grass, it's Neil deGrasse, you know, he's just a bumbling fool. You can't really get that upset at Neil, can you? You just, I don't know, toss him another donut. He's happy. He'll take it into the corner, turn around, face the wall, and eat it by himself. And Brian Cox, he's harmless, right? I mean, how do we get upset at Stephen Hawking ever, you know, or right now? I mean, you know, leave him alone. But this guy, he has a nasty streak. Most of you in our community have seen when he was interviewed by all Not Nilk setup. I don't know, who knows why they did this, but somebody that was interviewing him said something about the big day when the 7-Eleven job application was submitted in 2001. And the nastiness came up. He got nasty. Do you remember that? He's like, here, are you a denier? Oh, you don't think, what do you think happened? And he's like trying to, he's trying to, who knows what, he's trying to jump all over the interviewer. He got real nasty. Mitch, I'm a denier. Can I interview you? I mean, the other people, I'm trying to think of one that would truly be nasty. I think Bill Nye, he might fly up and turn into a bat when he behind closed doors, hang upside down like a stalactite. He has a little nasty streak too. You can kind of see, those of you out there that can kind of sense auras. But this guy has it's no, again, point probably doing this now because he's become, I don't know, he's older and he's kind of become on his own just a bumbling idiot. So it's not even really fair picking on this guy anymore either. But in terms of the nasty streaks, at least say 10 years ago, this was a guy that he had that nasty streak that the others didn't have. They were just bumbling idiots. Mitch reminded me of the video I did about 2 years ago on The Line. Remember that video I did? Was it 2 years ago? In Saudi Arabia, they're supposedly building this thing called The Line. I don't know how many miles and miles. It's living between these two walls in a line that extends out into the Saudi desert, 5 miles, or I don't know. I forget the details on it. This whole town or community between the walls. They hired Mitch as the puppet spokesperson when they were kicking everything off. Now, here's the thing. Is anybody surprised? This is what I found or did not find. I went to Google Images. I didn't search it for more than a few minutes, but I said, latest images, Saudi Arabia, The Line, or show me latest images. Nothing up to, just the same bullcrap that was available to me when I made the video a year and a half ago, or whenever I did. So what are they going to blame C the V? Oh, it would have been done, except C the V slowed everything down. I mean, they'll do something, guys, because they have to at this point. Will it be miles and miles of it? They'll do some sort of, it'll probably be 10 blocks long or something like that, just to say it's ridiculous. It's not going to be anywhere near what they promised it would be. But here's the main reason I'm even talking about it. This is from the BBC. NEOM, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the conglomerate in Saudi constructing The Line. Saudi forces told to kill to clear land for the eco-city or to clear land for The Line. Saudi forces told to kill. Saudi authorities have permitted the use of lethal force to clear land for a futuristic desert city being built by dozens of Western companies, an ex-intelligence officer has told the BBC. Saudi Arabian colonel, I can't pronounce it, says he was ordered to evict villagers from a tribe in the Gulf state to make way for The Line, part of the NEOM Eco Project. One of them was subsequently shot and killed for protesting against eviction. The Saudi government and NEOM management refused to comment. Well, I could see why. Saudi Arabia's $500 billion eco-region is part of its Saudi Vision 2030. Oh, right along with the agenda. Oh, come on. No, you'd have to be an idiot like me to think it's a one-world system. Aims to diversify the kingdom's economy away from oil. Oh, sure. Yeah, oil wells are going to dry up, so what do? Build this big-ass line in the sand. We'll get these sons of bitches from the West to come live here. I had forgotten some of the details they're promising, so let's look at this briefly. How big is the line? How far would Saudi Arabia's line project stretch elsewhere? London to Bristol. That don't mean nothing to me. I have no idea where Bristol is in relation to London, but it does say right there, man, 170 kilometers, which is around 100 miles long. Wilmington, Delaware to New York. I understand that. I mean, Wilmington, that's an hour south. I'm in Philadelphia in the middle, and New York is a 2-hour drive north, albeit it's horrible traffic, but that is a long way. There's just no possible way this is going to be delivered at all. I would say they're going to have to deliver something. Maybe since they're promising around 100 miles, maybe they'll deliver, a mile, and they'll say, to the world it's a whole lot bigger. unless you go out there and walk along the side of it with the scorpions yourself. Nobody will really ever know. It'll be long, but 100 miles, no. No, I'm sorry. And who in their right mind would want to go live in that? That's like hell on earth. What if the air conditioning goes out? You want to talk about a world of hurt. They position it, of course, not just for Saudi, for people around the world from the West. Come and live in the line. I mean, who would be caught dead living in a hellhole like that? I mean, it doesn't see what they promise on paper. That might not be what's actually delivered. I mean, what if the electricity or the power, the air conditioning goes out? It's 135 degrees. So inside, if the air conditioning breaks down, it would quickly go to 170 degrees. I'm not joking. It would act as some sort like the way you're like a fish tank left out in the sun. The water can start to boil just from the heat of the sun alone. And hello, this is Mr. McKinley, and unit 10,102. How long will the air conditioning be out, do you think? And is it just affecting it's affecting the entire line? No air conditioning? It's getting awfully hot. My little skipper here, he's a poodle. He's complaining. He doesn't like the heat. How long? Hello? Hello? Yeah, you're kind of on your own for anybody stupid enough to go live in the line. Thanks for listening.